Welcome to Freeform Radio on the Freeform Network. You can follow us on Facebook at Freeform Network, on Twitter or X at FFR Podcast. Remember to send your questions and suggestions to ffnquestions@gmail.com. There you can hit us up, communicate with us with anything you want, topics, just to say we're all right or we're not that good. But anyways, ffnquestions@gmail.com. So we're Freeform Radio. We got Danny today.
Yes, sir, man. Just came from outside. A little snow in the morning, but not too bad. Back and ready to go, man.
Yeah, man. We got teased with spring, and then the snow came back, and then we got Noel.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us for another one. Happy to be here for another good episode.
Yeah, great, man. And we got It's All Good, Andy. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and we're here to get things rolling. We're gonna start off with Noel. He beat Guardians of the Galaxy. So instantly, right away, I'm thinking the movie, but I'm guessing a game on what platform, Noel?
So this one would be on Steam on PC. Yeah, I picked this up. Want to say maybe about 6 months ago, almost a year ago, and it was on sale. And it's a game that's actually been out since 2021. It's on other consoles too and everything, PS4, 5, Xbox, all that. Um, I heard good things, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Daniel already played this, and he might have even talked about it on a previous episode. So
Yep,
it
yep.
kind of exactly it piqued my interest when he talked about it, and I like the movie, so I was like, yeah, let me give it a go. I would give this probably like a 7.8 out of 10. There were some glitches I had, which might very well just be unique to me or unique to PC. Maybe they didn't happen on PS5. But it was good overall. The story was fun and the gameplay mechanics were interesting. It's something different that I wasn't used to. So you kind of learn a new style of fighting where you have your own set of attacks, but you also have your team with you. And if anybody that's seen the movies, you know you have some unique characters in that team that specialize. Some people are more gun heavy, someone's more very like really strong, or somebody has a sword that can slice through things. And then you have Groot, who's like this plant entity that can stretch his limbs out very far using like his plant, I don't know, powers, whatever you want to call it. And then you have obviously, you know, the main captain of the team, Star-Lord, who can fly a little bit. They actually kind of nerfed that a bit in the game. So you kind of get this like jet propulsion, but it's like intermittent. It's like a couple seconds, so you can still kind of jump and leap farther or fly around a little bit to shoot your enemies with guns, and you can get up close and personal and punch them. So it's a variety of different combat skills and a little bit of an RPG element to it, where you do level up, you do give more skills to your team, more skills to yourself. You have this really cool feature where you get like a huddle, almost like a football huddle, and you get the team together and you hit the music, and then you kind of have like options of dialogue. Either you say one thing or you say another, and it's kind of a gamble. Like, is this gonna amp them up? Is it gonna get them to work together, or is it gonna be like fall flat and they don't really care, and they're all doing their own thing? So there were a couple times where I fell flat and I thought I was saying the right thing and I did. They're all like, all right, whatever, see ya. I was like, damn, what the hell was I supposed to say there? But there were many times where it worked out great and the music kicks in and we're all guns blazing, using our attacks, destroying everything. And it was pretty fun, man. I had a good amount of time playing it. I would say it's about 20 hours if you really kind of explore everything and take your time to just taking the scenery. It's like very beautiful, man. The scenery is colorful and so many different planets and places you go to. Some are dark and gritty, but a lot of the places were like really colorful and just unique, man. Definitely a modern game. The 2021 era, 2020 and beyond, has been just visually on another level. So it was really fun to play it. I might even replay it one day, but this is one of those games where it's like you kind of you could do a new game plus, but I think once you beat it, you pretty much have seen everything you're gonna see. You might maybe do some different dialogue options, but for the most part, it's all contained there. So it's not like you can really explore many different areas. It's a linear story, very cinematic. But yeah, I would give it a 7.8 out of 10. Again, the only reason I didn't give it an 8 or higher is because of the glitches. And there were a few moments where either I would get kicked out of the game or enemies would clip through and fall into the void, like just fall through the ground into the void.
Hmm.
There were times where I would like the platforming, it just didn't hit right, and maybe I didn't hit the box or something, and I would get killed like instantly for some random reason. It was like few and far in between, but it did kind of like bum me out sometimes. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like I was just about to kill this guy and it just glitched for whatever reason, and I would have to either reload or just turn the game off and come back in. And Daniel, did you ever have any glitches on the PS?
Not as many that I recall, but it definitely did seem like a really platinum grade B movie.
Hmm.
So you could kind of feel like it's not triple A, it's like double A, or like a really, really, really great B movie where there's not a lot of money placed into it. Like it's not the Uncharted and stuff like that. But it's definitely I liked it. I thought it was a really good game, and I really enjoyed it quite a bit.
It didn't feel like a money grab or just like throw it out there and see what happens. They actually put some thought into it.
I think so because they, like Noel was mentioning, they brought a lot of cool mechanics, like that huddle mechanic. It's
Hmm.
kind of like a real based at the time. This is going on, and you have a few choices. Pick to say, "Hey guys, we've failed before, but we're gonna do it this time," or "Hey Rocket, you've been doing it. Keep it going, guys." Whatever you decide, like this key phrase that you want to select, and then it'll either amp the group up or they'll say like, "That was a shitty speech. Thanks for nothing." And then the guys break off, and you don't get like a boost for it.
Yep.
But a lot of cool mechanics.
Real quick, Noah, you
Yeah.
said it's on the Steam. So are you using a Steam console or that portable one, or is this on the computer by itself, like on the computer itself?
Yeah, this would be on the computer. I am not sure if the Steam Deck could run it in the quality that I would want to see it. The Steam Deck only runs at I think 800p when you do the handheld. If you hook it up to the TV, it might be able to do higher, maybe 1080p, but the processor and the graphics in it, it's not going to be able to get you like 4K 60. And in this game, I was doing 4K nearly 120 frames a second, so it was as good as it could be pretty much with this new setup I have on the PC.
The reason I ask is I watch a lot of videos of people that resell, they go thrifting and all this. And one of the things I'm starting to see more and more is the Steam Deck, the to me it looks like the portable. It kind of looks like a Switch almost, but they're starting to see it
Mhm.
a lot at pawn shops. And
Yeah.
they're like half the price of a new one. But I don't know if it's an older style or what. But it's starting to be more, and they're usually between 200 and 300 bucks.
That's affordable, man. That's a good pickup right there because not only do you have like all the new games, whatever you have in your Steam library, and there's a lot of games you could play on the
Hmm.
deck. You have literally almost any retro game you could think of. If you upload it and put it on there, you could transfer all that stuff over, Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, everything, dude. So yeah, the Steam Deck is great, man. Actually, I'm glad you brought it up because the next game I played was on the Steam Deck, and that's Mega Man 11. And
Hmm.
I grew up playing Mega Man X, like replayed it and replayed it to death as a kid, dude, on the Super Nintendo. So I was hyped to play 11. I was like, man, this is gonna be the first time probably since I was a kid playing a new Mega Man for the first time, right? So they've come a long way, man. It looks really good, dude. I believe it came out in 2018, but the US version I don't think came out until 2021, it says here. And I just picked it up recently. It was on sale for like $5. I was like, yeah, dude, I gotta get this. And on the Steam Deck, it looks good. It looks high quality, like a typical old school like Nintendo where like a Nintendo game where it runs great. It's designed to have like little glitches or little issues as possible. Like it's very smooth, and the gameplay was fun too. There's like this new ability they give you. Either you, it's like gears that you have installed into your suit, where either you get super speed or you get super strength. And it's not necessarily strength like physical strength, it's your energy strength. So the little energy balls that you're shooting out, either you like max that out with the gear or you max out your speed with the gear. And you kind of flip between the two, and you only have a certain amount of time you can use it before it either overheats and you have to wait like for a certain cooldown time. But the game was cool in general. It's similar to the Mega Man X, where you have like I think 9 enemies you have to beat, kind of like how in Mega Man X it has like the little tiles, almost like Mortal Kombat 2. There's little tiles of enemies you have to click on, like which enemy do you want to go to, and which world do you want to go to. So it's very similar like X. And the enemies were fresh too, interesting new abilities. You got like a bubble dude where it like bounces around. You got an acid guy, you got an ice guy. And then when with these gear things, once you start accumulating and you start beating some of these villains and you start accumulating their powers, when you use the gear for power, for example, instead of the speed one, and you use the ice fills up like the whole screen. It does like this massive ice attack. And I was actually kind of cheesing the game with it because it was super overpowered, man. So if I ever struggled with an enemy, I just consistently use this ice attack on massive power and just destroyed everything, dude. I would give this one probably a 7.5 out of 10. There were a few things that were left to be desired, mainly more cutscenes. I think at this point,
Really? Cutscenes?
I want to see a because you could do it. Like it's very easy, especially after coming off of Guardians of the Galaxy, like playing this side by side. I was like, yeah, why don't they do more cutscenes? They did have some, don't get me wrong, I had a couple, but with these kind of properties, if you put the money into it, you could definitely do for not that much money, make some good cutscenes. It's a 2.5D game, it's not like a 3D crazy visuals. It's standard. It looks like Mega Man X but upscaled almost. So it's
Okay.
it looks good, but I feel like you could do so much more. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. I definitely enjoyed it. Capcom, gotta love that brand, dude. And gotta support them. But yeah, just want to let you guys know, man. Do you think you'd ever get a Steam Deck?
Me, I've been interested in one, but to me they've been too expensive. So I'm kind of glad to hear that pricing's coming down because I might pick it up once it hits that like $200 price range. But as far as Mega Man, I'm not sure if the cutscenes you're talking about are like or on Mega Man X. I'm sorry. There you do have like little insert videos in between some battle stages. Is that what you're talking about? That's missing on Mega Man 11?
So I guess what I mean is like a more of a cinematic approach where you
Okay.
have like cutscenes of dialogue and maybe even he fights and he does some stuff like it's just you could do so much more with it, I
So more
think.
cinematic, you're saying. I know, Andy, you're really into Mega Man, and it's one of those nostalgia games that you like to play.
Yeah, I mean, I played a ton of it on Super Nintendo. My wife, when I started getting some of the retro stuff, she wanted to play Mega Man. She played it a lot with her brother. They played a bunch of them. She would tell me like, "Is Mega Man on here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think it is." And then there's like so many of them, right? And she's always looking playing it. She's actually pretty good at it. She played a lot of it. She would tell me. Uh, yeah, Mega Man is it's an IP that's with a lot of games, and I haven't seen stuff on it like with the numbers, how it's all weird. Like Mega Man X and 11, and like the numbers don't. It's not like a sequence or something, and it's like this whole like YouTube documentary. I've seen a couple on them, but yeah, Mega Man, I like that. That's one of those retro games I like playing every once in a while.
Yeah, no, I do recommend it. Despite it not having, this crazy cinematic thing, I think I was spoiled with Guardians of the Galaxy. It's very fun gameplay wise, man. I think you're gonna really like it. And if you guys do eventually get a Steam Deck, again, it runs really good on there. But Yeah, that's just a couple of games I've been playing, so I'll kind of keep you guys updated. I did play another indie game, but I think I'll save that for another episode to let you guys know. That was also on the Steam Deck, so I've been trying to get use out of it. I do recommend if people have the money and the budget, pick one up. You could get all your retro games on there, get some new games like Mega Man, stuff like that. That is like 2D, Castlevania, Metroid, all that stuff runs really good on there. Highly recommend it. But shifting it over here, let's give it over to Daniel. And it says you watched Netflix 11/22/63. Is that a locker combination? What was that about?
Right? It's like your gym locker
It's
combination.
significant date in American history, I think.
Yeah, for sure. When I saw the number, I didn't know what it represented at the very start of it, Andy. To be quite honest, I'm not a history guru like you. Until they said it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yes, now it makes sense. But this is the Netflix miniseries that came out not too long ago, but it's based upon the JFK assassination. So the JFK assassination happened on 11/22/63, and this miniseries is a Stephen King novel that he wrote, and that's what this show is based off of. Really neat. When I saw the trailer, it really got me intrigued. I love watching JFK documentaries, alternate histories about it, and stuff like that. It really intrigues me. It's always kind of intrigued me. This, like the moon landing, certain other stuff, really calls to me. Um, like even like serial killers documentaries. I like watching them. I know Netflix just had a few that are really interesting. But yeah, getting back to this 11/22/63, the entire premise is that there's a portal that will allow you to jump back to November 1963. And I'm sorry, no, to 1960. So it lets you take a portal to 1960, and in 1960, you can change anything you want in that history. So you can go and carve something on a tree, you jump back through the portal, and then when you go to that tree in the modern day, which is, I believe, 2016, you get to see the ramifications of what you did. So the only caveat to it is that when you go back to the portal, it resets whatever you did the last time. So if you go back into the portal, it resets and you have to do all those things again or do new things for it to take effect. So if you don't want to reset whatever you changed, don't go back into the portal, and then it'll stay like that forever. So, anyways, there's an older gentleman that owns a diner, and he knows where this portal's at, and he's been going on and off in there trying to figure out who really done it. Was it a conspiracy? Was it him alone trying to kill JFK? Because in his mind, he's always thought that if JFK had lived, the world would be in a different place and be in a better place. So he was really fascinated with that portion of it. And it's so close to the assassination, 3 years, that he's gone back and forth to try to get more information and get more out of the New Orleans connection and more on all these other alt theories of what was the conspiracies that killed JFK. So it's really interesting. So this old man, anyways, he's this diner owner, and he ends up getting cancer. So he's telling this younger guy who's the main protagonist of the miniseries, and he tells him, he's like, "Hey, I'm dying. I need you to take over this crusade because we need to save the world. We need to make the world a better place." When you go into the portal, everything time wise goes as normal. When you come back into 2016, only 2 seconds have passed. So you could be in the portal for 3, 4, 10 years, and when you come back, only 2 seconds have passed in real time in 2016. So yeah, this guy takes over this young guy because the guy with cancer ends up passing away, and then he goes and you just see him go through the whole thing. He meets people, creates relationship, and it's really interesting. It's like an 8 episode series. I gotta say, up to the seventh episode, it was super awesome, and it's like most shows that we've talked about before, that ending, I just think it didn't really land it. And obviously, it's based on the book, so I can't really put it too much on Netflix. To me, I think Stephen King maybe screwed up this ending a little bit. It was good, but I think I was waiting for something much, much more from that ending. But really interesting alternate universe, JFK, whether he's going to get saved or not, and they go through it. Really interesting. I know you're kind of documentary buff, Andy. Is this something that might intrigue you, even though it's more of a drama?
It sounds interesting. Stephen King stuff, when it gets transferred over to TV and movies, there's always a disconnect. Like, I love the original uh TV movie, but I'm like you, the ending was just weird. It turns into like a huge spider or something, and I'm just like, I don't get this. But the whole thing lead up to it was great, and then they're just like, how do we wrap this up? And I've never read the books. I don't know how that ends. I love sometimes they come back. It was like this TV movie, early 90s. I watch it every Halloween for whatever reason. I watched it. It's a movie that I put on my list to watch on Halloween every fucking year, and I like it a lot. The ending, that one had a better ending for a TV movie, and even had some sequels. But Stephen King made for TV movies and movies in general, there's always been, to me, always been the ending's been an issue for a lot of them. So I kind of agree with you, but the premise sounds good. I'm a history guy. Um, I don't know, maybe I'll check it out. Lately, I don't watch a lot of new shows. The only thing I'm watching new is Landman, and I'm halfway through season two, and I'm just like, I'm starting not to lose interest, but it's getting predictable. Like a lot of Tyler Sheridan shows, kind of like Yellowstone, uh, and Tulsa King. It's getting a little predictable, and so that's the problem with TV shows lately. So I don't know. But how when was the show made? A couple years ago, you said?
Yeah, it was made a while ago. I'll search it really quick. Is this something that interests you, Noel? Are you even interested in this at all?
No, 100%, dude. Anything time travel like really piques my interest.
Hmm.
And you don't see enough of that in modern day like shows and stuff. So definitely gonna look into this one.
Yeah, it looks like it just came into streaming January of
Okay.
this year. But it looks like it was originally on Hulu, came out in 2016, but Netflix bought it, or maybe they have the streaming rights right now for it. But yeah, pretty cool. Definitely for any of you JFK's fanatics out there. Really interesting things with Lee R. Harvey Oswald that they put into the show. Some stuff that are popular beliefs and some stuff that was new to me. So really cool and interesting to check out. Something else that I just finished was Silent Hill 2, the video game. So this is a game that came out many years ago. 2001, it says here, is when the original game came out on PlayStation 2. Now, I played it back then in that day, and to be honest, I wasn't a big Silent Hill fan. I was more of a Resident Evil fan. And when this came out, the trailer intrigued me. I played it, and it got me hooked on Silent Hill, and I really enjoyed it quite a bit. The long and short of the story is that there's a widower husband that his wife passed away, and then 2 or 3 years later, he ends up getting a letter from her saying, "Hey, I've missed you. I want to reconnect, or I want to see you again. Let's meet in our favorite place," which in this case was Silent Hill. So he travels back to Silent Hill, the town, and then all the shenanigans take place after that. But really interesting story. You really don't know what happened, what caused their death at the very start until the very end. Another cool little aspect of the game is that a lot of the um, bad guys and stuff like that, they are um, things that come from his memories and come from experiences. So there's like this huge dresser and it attacks people because the dresser was a childhood trauma thing that he had. So stuff like that. Really, really cool stuff. Really interesting. Um, it's something that this remake, even though the remake just came out about a year or two ago, they really did it service, man. They stayed really true to the original, but just modernized it. Modernized the controls, modernized all the production value. Graphics are cool. The way it runs is great. Really cool stuff. I think Noel, you had mentioned you had played Silent Hill 2, the remake, before. I kind of recall you mentioning this. Am I remembering this right?
Yeah, dude. So I've had it for a minute. I want to say I went about halfway through the game, and for whatever reason, I stopped playing it, and I haven't played it since. I do have plans to finish it, but I might have to just start from the beginning and redo it all. But I really enjoyed the part that I played. I also was playing with Ismail because he hasn't played it since, we were young, we were kids, and he doesn't have a PlayStation, so. Yeah, we played it for a minute, but I had to finish it up, dude. I'm glad you liked it though.
Yeah, it was really good. The ending was a little tough, actually. I had a hard time with the final few bosses. It's a PlayStation 5 game, so it's a little tough. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It brought me back to when I played Silent Hill for the first time on the PlayStation 2. Um, Silent Hill 3 is also very excellent, or I think it's Silent Hill 3 or 4. I can't remember which one. I think it's subtitled The Room. That one was really cool. And then it was a lot of really misses for Silent Hill after that that I really didn't enjoy, and I kind of fell off being a fan. They just have right now like a reemergence where they're releasing quite a few games. They just released Silent Hill F. I'm not sure how that one is. And they just announced like another two or three like sub name Silent Hills where they're just trying to reinvent it again and bring it back to the people. But really enjoyed it. I know you're not into horrors, Andy, so I won't even ask you if you're even interested in this one.
I think the last time I did play that one of those type of games, but you're in your room,
Right,
like
right,
back in the day on your PS2 or something.
for sure. But jumping on to something else that maybe you were interested in, Andy, I watched the new Running Man, the movie that just came out last year. Um, you probably watched the original, Andy, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but this is a remake, or to be quite honest, I'm not even sure if it's a remake because I've never seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Really?
Yeah, it is something that I'm interested in. I just haven't had the chance or the opportunity to watch it. But this one is really cool, really entertaining, kind of has a fast, quick action, the way they cut it and film it. Everything is really like quick scenes, which some people don't like. Some people like long, drawn out scenes. But this is like a lot of camera cuts and changes. Really interesting. The premise is that there's a family, a guy, his wife, and their daughter, I believe, or son. I can't really remember, but I think it's a daughter. She ends up getting sick or has a fever. And in this modern day, everything is ridiculously expensive. So because everything is so expensive to get like Tylenol, it's like $1 million or whatever. So obviously they don't have the money. And now he's just like, I need to get medicine or take her to the doctor so she can get better. Um, in that, at that same time, there's TV shows that are happening in that world where if you go on these TV shows and you perform, you can get prizes. And most of the time, they're really like ruthless. You know, you get killed, you get mangled, you get injured. But then you get like, $2 million, for showing up into the show. Or if you win, you get these huge grand prizes. So yeah, Running Man, he has to survive for 30 days and he gets a bazillion dollars. And then with this, he's hoping to get his daughter treated and get healthy. So yes, that's when he goes and signs up for the show. And he's basically running for 30 days, trying to stay away from everybody that's trying to get bonuses for turning him in or for the show trying to locate him and execute him on live TV. Pretty interesting premise. I'm not sure, Andy, from what I described, is that how the original sounds?
No, I mean it's similar game show, but Schwarzenegger in the beginning. So the Running Man, the show, or I forgot the name of it. It is on like a big TV network, and they take criminals and they try to rehab them through the
Okay.
show. And if they win, they get their freedom and get some money. And Schwarzenegger is framed for a massacre. He's like in a helicopter and he mows down poor people or something. And then they edit the video to make him look like, oh, I'm gonna get these people like they're useless. And they edit the video when he's really like, I'm not gonna fire. And then all this stuff happens. And then he's on the show. And then yeah, and then he's running with another lady that got framed. And what's funny in the show, they're punishing the last winner of the thing, and he's like, "Oh, he's in Hawaii living it up." And Schwarzenegger, during the whole sequence of the game, he finds his body all like mangled or something or electrocuted, and they're showing like, "Oh, let's see what he's doing." He's like on this beach, and it's all like altered pictures and stuff or video that they made up because they can manipulate, basically saying we could do whatever we want. The networks.
So like AI videos, like
Yeah,
where
stuff
they
like
make
that. He's there
alternate.
like just
Okay.
waving like, hey, with these chicks, and everybody's like, oh yeah, look at him, he's living the life, but he's really dead and stuff like that. And Schwarzenegger sees is like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to win. They're gonna set me up. And I think Jesse Ventura's in it, some other people, and then the game show, the host is the guy who used to host Family Feud in the late '80s, early '90s.
The guy that used to
Um,
kiss all them chicks?
yes, yeah, that guy. He's the
Really?
host.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
So I mean, I remember watching it a billion times. It looks like they changed it up, so try to make it more like, people having a hard time affording stuff, cost of living. So it makes sense. But I have no interest. I watched the trailer. I'm like, like I don't know. Maybe if it's on running on TV one day or something, I might watch it.
Cool. Any interest, Noel? Have you seen this one yet?
The new one, no, I have not. I'm kind of like Andy. I saw the trailer and it didn't really pique my interest, especially because I've seen the original, and I really think you're missing out, man. You should definitely watch the original as
Yeah.
soon as
Hmm.
possible. It's really
Yeah, for
good.
sure.
It's like what's the movie where Schwarzenegger with the Mars? I'm having a
Total
Total
Recall.
Recall.
they remade that and I watched
Right.
that. I was just
Yeah.
disappointed and like, yeah, like those are iconic late
Hmm.
80s, early 90s movies, and they just didn't do a good job when they rebooted them or whatever they did.
Yeah, for sure. No, I do plan to watch the original. Just haven't had a chance. But this one, I liked it for what it is. If you're into those, what's that other actor, Stamos, where he had like Frank and then Transporters. It's like that kind of Phil where it's
Oh,
just
Statham or whatever.
Statham. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he just has just like
Yeah, he's an
nonstop
action guy.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just action, action, action. But yeah, one of those interesting movies. Go definitely check it out. But let's jump over to Andy's week. Andy, I didn't know you were such an Olympic buff, man. Fill us in on what the U.S. is going on through, man.
I'm not. I mean, it's been building up the ever since Trump became president, with the whole Canadian tariffs and the Supreme Court ruling this week. But as of this recording, it's the final day of the Olympics, and the United States hockey, men's and women's. The women won the gold, I think, earlier in the week, and this morning the American USA hockey versus Canadian hockey. It's been on the social media. It's been building up. Um, uh, yeah, I mean, I really didn't watch almost none of the Olympics. When I was going to the gym, they had clips and stuff going on, but the hockey, I do try to watch it, especially if the USA makes it to the medal rounds, and they did. And I just remember this morning, everybody was tweeting last night, like, "Oh, it's gonna be like 6 in the morning when the game starts." And I was reading in Canada, they changed some law, or they're gonna allow people to start selling liquor at 6 in the morning in the bars. And So yeah, I mean, I watched. I think when I woke up, it was there started the second period, and the USA was winning, and the Canadians tied it. But the Canadians was just, I mean, they have a good team of what I know of hockey. It just seems to be taking shots all morning, and the goalkeeper for the US was just stopping a ton of them. I think they had 40 shot attempts, and the US had like just barely 20. It was like insane. Um, and then they went into third period, and it ended in a draw. And they just kept hyping up that the United States haven't won a gold medal in hockey, in the men's hockey, since like 1980. And there's countless documentaries about that gold medal win in the 80s against the Soviet Union. And back then it was just college kids. Today they got pro players in there. So yeah, it was pretty good. And then they went to sudden death, and what they do is it's normally 5-on-5, or I think, and then they go to 4-on-4. So and then they had Eddie Olczyk, people from Chicago Blackhawks. They know who he is. He was the Chicago's announcer. He was great as always. And he goes, I think this is gonna be over within a couple minutes, or I think he said like under 5 minutes. And yeah, he was right, man. The Canadians came out firing, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna lose. And the US won, man, in overtime, and they call it the golden score. And Hughes scored it, and they won, and the place went nuts. So, and the best part of all this is, the American with the Canada, the whole tariff thing, but the hockey, the Canadians dominate. And yeah, so, and again, it's going back to the anniversary of the 1980, since the last time they won gold. I think 40 plus years. So yeah, it was a good thing to see. People went nuts. Twitter went nuts. Social media went nuts. And because the last time they played an exhibition, the U.S. got booed in Canada, and like the U.S. just beat the shit out of them. But this is different in the Olympics, and it was a good thing to see. It's been I started trying to think of all the Olympics I've watched, and I'm trying to remember. I don't recall them winning the gold. I think a couple silvers and some bronzes, maybe, since they started letting NHL players play. So I was like, damn, it has been a while. So yeah, it was a good thing to see. It was I don't know where we're gonna see it again. I mean, the drought that they had of winning a gold medal in the Olympics, it's, to me, I didn't. They kept saying that over and over, and I'm just like it's a nuts 40 plus years. So it's a good thing to see. And other than that, it's probably the most Olympics I've watched in a while. And there was a lot of Canadian fans there. Yeah. So I mean, did you guys see the Olympics, or did you see the game, or you had no interest at all with hockey?
No, I heard about the Olympics and I was aware of it, but no, Winter Olympics don't really call to me. To me, I don't like the cold. If it's the other Olympics,
The
that one
summer?
yeah, the summer one, I tend to watch a few here and there, but I don't need to see that little the one where they shuffleboard the
Curling?
piece and curling, and
Well,
there's two people with the brooms. I don't need to
yeah.
see that day and
The
night.
Canadians won the
Uh,
gold medal in that, but they were accused of cheating, and they won the gold medal. So it's going to be interesting to see uh, what people say about that.
yeah,
No,
but no, I have no interest, man.
Noel.
Yeah, man, kind of likewise. I think at one point I was interested in the Olympics and all that, and I had this like national pride, like I hope the US wins. But then I think I forgot which Olympics it was, but it was a recent one where they were essentially mocking Jesus and the Last Supper and all that. And I just like
That was
I'm
the
like, all
French
right,
one. Yeah, the summer.
yeah, I'm just like, you know what, man, they're making this so political. It's just it doesn't, yeah, just bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, I'm done. I don't really care anymore.
No, yeah, I mean, like I said, I like stuff like this. I mean, granted, I'm not as big as it when I was a kid, but I mean, when all this bad shit that's going on, it's good to see something, a country. get behind, especially in sports, like when they win gold or anything like that, and it's a good thing, I think. I mean, yeah, it's just about money, like everything, but it's a good thing to see. Plus, I love the social media. People just getting trolled like, "Oh, we own hockey now. It's our sport." Because both the women and the men's USA hockey teams won gold in both, and they both defeated Canada, which is they're way into. They love hockey up there. I mean, we all know this. Um, that's their sport. They almost I don't know if they created it, but whatever. I mean, I don't know the history, but around Olympics, I'll try to watch or keep my eye on it, I should say. And then, like, if they make it to the gold medal or a medal round, I'm gonna try to watch it because uh, the Hawks haven't been. I mean, same thing with the Blackhawks. If they make the playoffs or they make the Stanley Cup, I'll watch some of that. But other than that, I'm not watching it regularly. Um, Along with that, and let us know what you guys think if you watch it or not at ffnquestions@gmail.com. The other good thing, I'll throw this in here, baseball's back. I did watch a White Sox game yesterday. I know they beat the Cubs on Friday. They beat the uh, A's yesterday. I don't know if they're still with LA or not, or Oakland, sorry. And then so it's good to see them come back and uh, baseball's back, man. So
Heck
we'll see
yeah,
what
man.
happens. But let me change it to something a little bit dire. I don't know. You guys been seeing the news with Iran again, and U.S. is Trump's dick waving. But for what Oh, I think they're. So remember, we dropped that big bomb to blow up a nuclear nuclear reactor, so they're enriched with uranium, and so there's been a buildup in the Persian Gulf. Um, with the U.S. sending a bunch of naval shit, flotilla, building up stuff. So something's going on. And so here we are again, sable rattling. I don't know if Trump, what he's going to do, but I was reading this morning that he is, they keep saying he's pushing for war, but I read that Israel is they're trying to like we got to do something about this. Um, so I don't know. They're not really sure what the news media is really making it uh, that Trump just wants this because of whatever like other things going on with the tariffs and the economy. There's like mixed results on the economy. Um, but Trump's aides are also mindful of sending a distracted message to undecided voters who are more concerned about the economy, told Reuters. Um, so they're saying, despite some dissenting voices, many Trump's isolationist-minded movement supported the lightning raid to dispose of Venezuelan president last month, but could face more of a pushback if he steers the U.S. into war with Iran, which could become a more formidable foe. Um, Trump has repeatedly threatened to strike Iran if he does not reach an agreement on Friday, saying better negotiate a fair deal. So I don't know. Every time there's war in the Middle East, to me, I get nervous due to end of world stuff. But uh, I don't know. Maybe Trump. I don't know. Again, it's going to be interesting. They're all saying that it could happen anytime as early as today. We don't know what's going on because they don't want them to enrich uranium. And Trump has repeatedly striked Iran a bunch of times in the past. They killed like a general, and then they did the strike, and then they retaliate to Israel, and then there it stops. So this, I don't know if they're just gonna bomb the shit out of someplace or where. They haven't really been saying anything. It's um, but they're calling it war. But that's the only thing that's interesting. It's war. That's the word they're using is war. So they make it sound like there's gonna be boots on the ground. So, but we'll see. With Venezuela, they didn't say war once. They just like he's bombing and did all this shit. But this one they keep saying war. You guys
Yeah,
heard
it's
anything about this or any thoughts or interest in
I
war?
I did watch it this morning. I saw about the naval ships.
Mhm.
I had it muted, so I wasn't really listening to it. So I just saw that they had ships all in the area. So I didn't really know what it was about. But now that you mentioned Iran's nuclear,
Enrichment
building
program.
up,
Yeah.
yeah, that they're building it up. That does make sense. I get it. I was kind of hopeful that they were going to get together because I think it was like last week they had a meeting together and they were going to come to some kind of consensus or some kind of peace treaty documentation. Like, all right, you do this, we do that, and then you'll stop building your program. So it's kind of disheartening that that broke down, or maybe Trump's demands were too much for Iran, and they're just like, no, we're not going to give in to everything. So it is kind of sad to hear that because definitely when there is conflict in the Middle East, it does make me uneasy as well, Andy. Um, I think I'd be more comfortable if there was like conflict a little closer, like if there was something in Canada or Southern America, I wouldn't be as nervous as it is when it's in the Middle East.
Well, with the Venezuela, the Monroe Doctrine, to me, that like for history, people were, that to me that okay, like I know about that. That was a big policy back in the day. But this thing again with the Middle East, I don't know, man. It's just like again, like I guess we're helping an ally, if that's what you want to call it. So we'll see. Noel, any thoughts on this?
Uh, it's these times we're living in, man. It's just all over the place. I don't really have many thoughts on it. It's just kind of day to day, see what happens because there's always something else that's going on. A lot of different distractions, Epstein files, and all this stuff. It's just like this time right now. It's like the dark ages, but with internet. It's just crazy, man.
Well, yeah, that's why, like with the files too, it's just like we got the releases, people are reading shit, and it's just like the media's dead silent, and then there's been all this other crap. But since you brought it up, the only thing that really came to light was there was some email communication between Epstein and somebody else that uh, the real President Biden or Senator Biden was like arrested and put on trial, and then he was shot. Did you read that? And he got some other guy in there. That's like in the files.
I did read
Uh,
something about that.
Like I'm like,
It's a
this is
body
insane.
double.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a replacement.
I
But I did.
saw Ghislaine was discovered in some other location, and some guy was talking to her like, "Hey, are you Ghislaine?" She's like, "No," and it looks just like her. It's like, what the hell's going on here, dude?
And then yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that trickles out. Yeah, whatever, man. It's interesting what's going on there, but yeah, let us know what you guys think at FMV questions at gmail.com about United States carrying the big stick again. Protecting its interest in allegedly allies. So we'll see. And this time, I don't think since I don't know we're still part of NATO or not. That's never been resolved. If they do, something happens. What's NATO's response to this? So that's gonna be interesting to see to do if this thing escalates quickly. Um, but we'll see. And then let's go. That's it for my week. Let's go into our article of the week. So this week I had the article. We're talking about games earlier, about 90s and stuff like that. The Daily Mail put an exclusive article out last week about Kurt Cobain's death declared a homicide by Seattle cop. Ordered to probe investigation, and the words they have in quotes is botched. Um, it's Neil Lowe, who spent 50 years as the Seattle Police Department, was asked by the chief to audit the Cobain case in 2005. He told the Daily Mail that he believes investigators failed to treat the rock star's death as a potential homicide properly. I'm just not buying it that Kurt did it to himself, Lowe said, describing the investigation as botched. However, Lowe did not work on the initial investigation, and it was not conducted. It was not conducted at his assigned precinct. What he cited was anomalies in the blood evidence and the violence of the shotgun wound and the alleged inconsistencies at the scene. So the big thing is uh, the amount of heroin he was doing allegedly do that, and then the way the shotgun death, and then he's questioning that, and then they believe somebody else was in there. I didn't know that they they think he died 3 days before somebody found him. So Courtney, I think if you don't see your husband in a day or something, you maybe be like, what the fuck's going on? I guess it was a different time. There's no cell phones like we have now. But here, I read the case, and I can tell you that the evidence says that's what I did for a living. It does not say suicide. Um, and then there was they had pictures of all the heroin he did. There's stuff in the autopsy. And then there was also a question about the gun, where he bought it, or the ammo in the article. That was a big inconsistency because it wasn't Cobain who bought it. They were saying like it was a friend. The receipt for the gun was found in Cobain's pocket, which his body was discovered, and it has a different name. And it wasn't him. And then they were saying that Cobain was like, he knew about guns. I don't call him an expert, but he was familiar with them. So there was inconsistencies there too. And then how the blood splatter and the pellets from the shotgun. And then I don't know. There's always been conspiracies. We'll link the article, but there's always been conspiracies about how he died, the way he died, down to including his wife allegedly too at the time, and then yeah, I mean, he asked why do a shotgun to the face thing. He was not a violent person. I think he would have been satisfied with the less violent way. So there's also a documentary by the guy that made Tupac and Biggie about this. I saw this a long time ago. Now I want to re-see it because in the documentary, he's playing Courtney. And then the whole thing at the end when they're doing a memorial service, Courtney's like chastising them. I don't know if you ever seen that. She's blaming them. But there's always been evidence to support that he didn't commit suicide. But maybe it was like a drug overdose. Because they did deport, he had 3 times the level of a lethal dose for what 3 times what the average person can do. So if he did that much, that means he would have OD'd. You guys' thoughts? I mean, do you guys think he committed suicide, or other people involved, or is just he OD'd, or they're trying to cover up something more?
For me, I was a grunge fan, so I was a Nirvana fan. I liked his music. Not all of his songs, some of them are way out there, but I did like a few of his songs. So I remember when he ended up, killing himself or being killed, whatever the case is. I was shocked. I was just like, man, this guy is so successful. He's got a lot of hits. But then you hear about stuff with like Robin Williams and stuff like that, where people commit suicide and they end their lives. They seem happy, but they're not really. Now, he never portrayed to be like ecstatic and super happy. I mean, I think that's the whole grunge atmosphere, is like you're like whatever kind of Nemo kind of style attitude. But I always thought, I'm like, Courtney did something. I know that up to the time of his suicide, there was a bunch of altercations that him and her would have. I know you brought up that, if you didn't see him for 5 days, that should have raised a red flag, but it happened all the time, from my understanding, where they would have a fight. He would seclude himself for a few days to just kind of, calm down from dealing with Courtney, and she would do the same. So to pass a
And she
couple of
had
days
her
without
issues
seeing him,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, with
So
drugs. Yeah, allegedly.
I always felt like Courtney did it. They looked into it, nothing came about it. I don't know if it was a quick wrap up to your point, Andy, and they botched it. I have never seen this documentary, but I've heard it referred a few times, so maybe I gotta check it out and see where I could find it and view it. But yeah, I was a fan, so it was kind of sad to hear him go away.
Yeah, I
Noel,
agree.
thoughts? Yeah.
I agree, man. It's very sad, and it's possible it was something else. Definitely open to that possibility. And especially in the article, it says like there's some inconsistencies. The shotgun splatter, like there wasn't enough spray. They said it doesn't make any sense. If he did it, it would be more spray, more blood. They didn't collect like fingernail samples. They didn't collect DNA, and they were saying like the heroin and stuff, like how he would need assistance to do it because he would have been so gone with the heroin. So there's a lot of inconsistencies, and there could be cover-ups, man. Who knows? Because from the 90s to 2005, I think is when they opened the initial like reinvestigation or audit, they called it. And then the guy retires in 2018, and then now here we are almost 10 years later, he's saying this. It's like, I don't know, man. It's why all of a sudden now? Why not back then? And then when you take into account Hollywood and just famous people and all the suicides and accidents, Chris Farley dying, River Phoenix dying, Chester Bennington dying, JDF not too many years ago, Robin Williams. It's just a lot of people that in I guess Hollywood society, famous people like this upper echelon of society and elitism almost, and people dying of these weird circumstances. It's like, I don't know, something's going on.
Yeah, about the heroin part, I think that's not really that relevant. And I only say that because I just finished watching like one of those body cam videos where there was a drunk driver, and the guy looked drunk, but he didn't look like Andy that one day that I had to lean him against his door and just knock and just leave him there because he was so drunk. He didn't look that drunk, and the guy was functioning. He was answering questions. Obviously, he was drunk and he was stumbling a little bit. And then when they blew his thing, I forgot what the legal drunk is, but let's say it's point 0.2. He was like 2.6. It was like something like ridiculous. It's like, man, you're like so
It doesn't
over,
take much. Yeah.
right? Like you're so over it. And they were calling it afterwards that he's a fully functional alcoholic, where he could be drunk, but he's functional to a point where he can do some basic stuff. Unlike me, I'm not used to drinking that much, that if I were to be drunk per se, I probably wouldn't be able to do all the normal functions that I can do. So yeah, I think the heroin part, he's been known drug addict. So for him to be that level is probably normal for him. For us that we're not drug addicts, that would probably kill us, like everybody's saying.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's everybody knew about his drug issue, and his wife Courtney had drug issues. They're well publicized. Um, yeah, I think you should watch that. Now I want to rewatch it. It's been about 10 plus years. I've seen it. That guy. It was a British guy. He did two great documentaries. The Courtney one, and I mean, where I first heard about it. Then it was on Mancow here in
Mm.
Chicago, and then he did the Biggie and Tupac, and that one was great too. Um, so I gotta find it. I don't think I've ever owned that one on DVD, but I gotta look it up. I think it's called like Curtain Courtney or something like that. And
Yeah,
yeah, there you
is
go,
that the one?
1998.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, Nick Broomfield. He did that one and Biggie and Tupac, and it was pretty good at the time. Now we get documentaries like every fucking day, but back then it was like a big deal. Um, yeah, so check it out. I think I would like to hear your take on a follow-up show. But yeah, I've always thought I think he just OD'd and something they try to do something or some they fought because usually people when I don't know I'm kind of with the cop like a shotgun to the face, dude. Like that's very people who do hurt themselves like that usually they don't do that. They just usually like a handgun, but a shotgun seems kind of rough. So it's always been weird. So maybe try to get robbed or something. You don't know. And then like there's some stuff where you don't know. Or maybe just like I was reading some of the comment. He just OD'd and uh, he was a junkie and he just died and or he mishandled the gun or something. I don't know, something to that effect. But yeah, it's again another big thing from the 90s when I was a kid, young man making your way through life here. So I mean, when you see stuff like this, we're what is it, almost 30 years later plus. You go through it and you're just thinking like, what the hell happened? I'm shocked. The other thing I'm shocked about this, there hasn't been a movie made about this, about his life. And I always wondered why they haven't done that. They've fucking movies, Whitney Houston, Ray Charles, and the list goes on and on. Johnny Cash and this guy, make one
Bruce
about Bruce
Springsteen.
Springsteen recently. I'm shocked they haven't made one about him. The way he went on it involving music, so I'm kind of shocked about that.
Yeah, I know there are some people that say he wasn't as great as he was. And not that he was like the greatest star ever, but he did have a lot of good music. A lot of people attribute his stardom to his death. And then that's where his really stardom took off and his legendary persona really took off after his death. But before his death, that he had some good hits, Teen Spirit and so on and so forth, but nothing like like in the atmosphere. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if people just attributed his death, and then that's when people got really fascinated with him because it definitely did. His stardom did take off after that.
I think what happens, he died. He died during his peak,
Right.
and he died young. I mean, think about that. Look at like the Doors. I
Jim
forget his Jim Morrison,
Jim
right?
Jim Morrison. Yeah.
Yeah, he died young. He OD'd, and he died at his peak. And I think when musicians, creative people die so young, like look at James Dean in the movie. He was from the 50s. He died in the 50s and early 60s, and people still talk about him to this day.
Jimi
Um,
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix and especially like musicians like that one that died, that rapper Miller or whatever that was dating that
Mm,
actress.
right.
He OD'd and people like still talk about him and it's been maybe 5+ years. It's just something about musicians and drugs. If you die young, you're gonna live forever, man, through music, and it still holds, especially in American pop culture, it still holds to today, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of sad. Sad to hear. But good article, and yeah, man, I'm gonna have to watch this documentary. I'm a documentary guy myself. I'm kind of surprised I've never watched this one. So yeah, let us know what everybody thinks out there. ffnquestions@gmail.com. Fill us in on your thoughts. But Andy, Noel, that is it. That's all the time we have for today. We'd like to thank you everybody for listening. Remember to follow Freeform Radio at Facebook at Freeform Network. Send in those questions and suggestions, ffnquestions@gmail.com. Visit our webpage, freeformnetwork.podbean.com. There you're going to see all of our links, all of our old episodes. Andy, we keep rocking them out. Hopefully everybody keeps listening to them. But we'd like to thank everybody, subscribe and like to them. It really helps out the numbers tremendously. Andy's always watching them and always reminding me. So hit that like. But for Freeform Radio, we got Noel.
Yeah, everybody, thank you again for joining us. We're happy to keep doing this and looking forward to the next one.
And we got Andy.
So again, Andy, I want to thank you guys for checking us out. Again, hit us up on ffnquestions@gmail.com or Facebook or YouTube. There we can engage, but we'll see you next time.
Heck yeah. And we're experimenting and thinking about maybe coming with video. I don't know what to do with my hands, Andy. I don't know. Touching my face, pointing randomly.
I keep thinking about the same thing. And if I feel like if I do this, I'm like, do I look sophisticated or not? Where people are like, he looks bored.
You look a little stoic. I don't know what's going on. But
yes. Yes. That's the look I'm going for, but I don't know if it's appropriate for video.
Exactly. So we'd like to thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
That was cool, Dad.